Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Novella, this is Sunday and it means Coffee Klatch. Coffee Klatch just means that I invite you over for a coffee and a chit chat and mostly about books. But I have something else to say. I just finished a psychotechnological test for a job application. So I had to answer and look up 22 questions within 32 minutes and I ran out of time. So I didn't answer the last two questions, although I knew the answers, but I was too late to fill them in. So I'm a bit frustrated, but anyway, I know that the other questions, the 21 questions were correct. So maybe that's enough. I don't know. There are many people applying for this job as a librarian. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I have read some books, but I'm in a bit of a slut, a reading slut, or a reading slut. I'm sorry. A reading slump. A reading slump. Not a slut. Anyway. Why not? It could be, but it's not. Anyway, I'm in a reading slump, and but still, I read quite a few books, but it doesn't feel totally invested. Maybe I have too much on my mind, but I have that with other stuff too. I'm not really invested in my stuff right now. I don't know why. I felt it hard to make videos. And everything felt like a slump. It was too much. And, but yeah, there you go. It happens. Anyway, I have read books. I did. I've read one graphic novel that I want to show you right now. It is Kiki the Montparnasse. It's a French graphic novel, but available in English. It is first published in March 2007, Kiki the Montparnasse, by Catel and Bocquet. And yeah, it reminds me of the movie A Midnight in Paris, you know, where the guy, he gets in an old car and they take him to very famous parties with very famous people that have long died. And she was a French girl. And and she was a model for a lot of people. And she fell in love with a lot of people. And mostly they were artists, or they looked like artists. And yeah, but she was also a bit of an addict, but she was also a painter of herself. So I don't know what she really painted. I haven't looked it up yet, but she's known for that famous picture of Man Ray. So yeah, she's very well known. And yeah, this is a graphic novel with quite a bit of nudity. So if you're not into that, steer away from this book. But it's a bit difficult to talk about a nude model and not showing anything. So yeah, but it was nice. It was nice. I enjoyed it. Sometimes it was a bit too simple for my liking, but I read it on Saturday evening and I thought it was a really enjoyable read for a Saturday evening. So yeah. Kiki de Montparnasse by Catel and José Louis Bocquet. And then, but translated into English. Don't worry. Then I also read Sebastian Fox, The Seventh Son. This is a sci-fi novel. This is set in the near future, 2030. That's like 6 years from now. And an American student gets a message. She studies DNA and Neanderthal people. And she gets a message from the UK if she is willing to go to the UK for a year and be a surrogate mother. Now, she is in a relationship, but not a very committed, well, not from her side. Anyway, she decides to go, and she meets up with the couple that she will be a surrogate for. And they get along, but there's no really deep connection. But it's okay. She feels that they are the right people, and yeah, her mind is ready for doing it. And then she has the baby, and she gives the baby to the parents, and then she moves back to the States, which makes it easier for her to let go. And then after 12 years, she is allowed to meet the boy that she has given birth to, Seth. And he is a bit peculiar. He's a bit different. That's my printer. I don't know why it is working. And, oh yeah, now I know. Vita. Anyway, she quickly realizes that there's something wrong with the boy. He's different in a way. He's different. And we soon find out why he is different. And it is her surrogacy was not really what it was supposed to be. Or, yeah, it was more of, how do you call it, a setup. And it was more of a sort of program. Invented by a very wealthy guy, a bit of a Elon Musk type of figure. And yeah, there was a project that he funded, and she was a part of it, and her son was a part of it, and the family was a part of it. Now, it raises some really interesting questions, that's for sure. It raises the questions of surrogacy, of also what kind of effect it has on the surrogate, and if it's possible, if it's really possible to let go and to have other children after that. It also talks about designer babies and yes or no. And it raises a whole lot of interesting questions. My only problem with this book is that I wasn't mentally invested in the people walking around in this book. So I think they were a bit like cardboard cutouts and not really having a lot of inner developments. And yeah, it lacked a bit. But still, nevertheless, a very interesting book. I gave it 3.5, 4 stars. And yeah, it reminded me also of a Belgian book. It's called The Angel Maker. And it's also about a scientist who designs babies. And I don't know if the English translation of The Angel Maker is that good by Stefan Brijs. So I can't really judge, but if you can find it in a library, I wouldn't buy it, but if you can find it in a library, then maybe you'll enjoy it. It's a bit over the top at the end, I thought, but nevertheless a good read. Seventh Son, Sebastian Fox, I think it was very interesting and yeah, asked a lot of interesting questions. That's my take on it. I'm also finished a book, a French book by Maud Ventura. She is a French author, of course, and The book is called My Husband. It is available in the English language. And so this is about a woman who is obsessed by her husband. And she wants to be the perfect wife. And appear to be a perfect wife. And she does everything to please her husband. But she also has a very dark side. Well, if you want to be perfect, there's always a dark side. If you don't try to be perfect and just live your life, then you're mostly way more relaxed. Now, anyway, this was a very good book, really. It was really enjoyable. Because throughout the book, you're thinking, what is the author trying to achieve here? And she shows how the woman is obsessed by her husband and how she checks up on him, but also has a very dark secret, a couple of dark secrets, really. And then she is, very obsessed and but not the best mother. I don't think she really likes her children that much. But then at the very end of the book, there's an epilogue, and then it all comes together. And it is so brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. So I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It's not the best psychological thriller I've read, but it was a very enjoyable read, nevertheless. I'm currently reading for my real-life book club Crépuscule by Philippe Claudel, also a French author, and he made the best French movie ever, which is Y a longtemps que je t'aime, with a phenomenal Kristen Scott Thomas. Phenomenal in that role. She is, Now, this is a story, it will be translated. It's Philippe Claudel. Philippe Claudel gets often translated. This is a story of a historical fiction. So it is set in a village, in an empire, in Central Europe, and the vicar or the priest is murdered. And first they think it's the imam, and so it's a whole clash between religions. But then suddenly the doctor disappears. He and his family just up and left the door open, and everything was left behind. But the whole family was gone. The children, the wife, the doctor, everything. So that's also really strange. So I'm halfway, but I still have a long way to go. The book club is Thursday evening, so I hope I'm finished. Anyway, but I'm liking it. It's really good. It's Philippe Claudel. Philippe Claudel is with ups and downs. His movies are brilliant. His novels are sometimes brilliant, but sometimes also I don't like them, so I don't care for them. But this one is one of the better ones. Then I'm also reading, one of my viewers said it was his best novel ever. It is The Fraction of a Whole. This is a story, a historical fiction of a man and son. This is set in Australia. Steve Toltz is an Australian author. And it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm only halfway, so I hope he can keep up the pace. And it reminds me of a very young John Irving, in the time where he wrote The World According to Garp or Hotel New Hampshire. I don't like his later work. I really didn't care for it. But Steve Toltz, the humor, the psychology, it is a bit like John Irving, I think. This is a big book, big. But I'm enjoying it. So, and that's about it. I have nothing else to tell anymore. I think everything is well. Doggy is well. Catty is well. So all is well. I hope you had a better reading week than me. Uh, and you're not in a slump. And yeah, tell me what you're reading. If you have any great recommendations for me, let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. And thank you for your time and for watching and for your support and everything. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye bye.